Yeah, Covell Hudson. Instagram, Vell Hudson, VELL
Name of it again?
Vell Vision.
Vell?
Vell Vision.
Vell,
Yes,
like V-E-L?
Yep,
Vell
VELL.
Vision. V-E-L-L. Vell Vision in the building.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Juke House, motherfucking TK just killed that shit.
We definitely had the Juke House, and we gave this brother his first opportunity on stage. Let this be a blueprint for him that he moves forward with his career and truly be successful.
What made you start comedy? What made you, because you got your master's, you educated man, you could have done a lot of things, you could have worked for somebody. What made you,
the reason I started stand-up comedy, believe it or honest, I got introduced to Eddie Murphy through Keenan Ivory Wayans and hung out with them for years, and then I wound up robbing his brother, Charlie Murphy, for a Rolex. We had a huge fight in Beverly Hills. Huge fight, I almost killed the motherfuckers, and then after that, I somehow, some way started doing stand-up, and the rest is history. And I have been a businessman ever since then, and from that, started managing some of the biggest names in business. I managed Sandra Bullock, Mike Epps, D.L. Hughley, Godfrey Danchma. Started writing songs for different artists from AMG, Bitch Better Have My Money, to Second to None, to the Loonies, I got 5 on it, to Timbaland's first album, and just wrote skits for just numerous people, to the point that, started my own record label, got my own cigar company, got my own jet fuel line, sell jet fuel to Delta Airlines. I've been doing that for like the last 15 years. So the jet fuel business is what I'm really proud of, and being a father. So I've just been a businessman ever since. So now I started my own production company to do comedy specials, and I'm doing that every year now from this year on, either Netflix or Amazon. It all depends on what my attorney does.
I'm trying to ask you questions that people haven't asked you before. Okay. So what was the events that you did in high school?
Well, when I ran track, I ran everything: the 60-yard dash, the 100-yard dash, the quarter mile, the 200, the mile relay. And wound up getting a scholarship to Arizona State. And I went to the Olympic trials in 1984, and boom, rest is history.
All right, so it's a saying in comedy, as they say, it takes 7 to 10 years to find your voice.
Right.
Do you agree with that? How long did it take you to find your voice?
You can find your voice, but it still takes so many levels of talent. Like, I watched Chris Tucker come up, and Chris Tucker made it in 4 years. But he made a lot of money, but he fell off fast too, because he didn't have the proper structure to sustain his success. Because he could have been bigger than everybody, because he blew hard. I also saw Jamie Foxx blow up real quick, but Jamie Foxx is one of those people who are just so talented that he really didn't find his niche.
What is it? No master of none?
Yeah, he's not a master of none. He's just good at so many things, right? So he makes a lot of money, but he's not a superstar. He's just popular. So most comedians in the game, everybody has a different lane. Some people could take 7 years to become a comedian. Depends on what you want in the business. Like, most people want to shoot for TV and film. Well, the kind of man that I am in stand-up, I try to teach guys like you that it's not about being on the TV and in movies. It's about taking your platform and creating your own business. It took me 34 years, but I got it. And the things I'm doing now is things I had planned in the 90s. But the connections that I had, like I was going to start Ruthless Comedy with Eazy-E, but Eazy died. Then I waited years later, and I did a thing with a young man named the Cash Money Millionaires. And I was on the tour with them with Lil Wayne and Juvie. But Baby was so focused on, he was making so much money, no one understood the strength of comedy the way I did. Then I was dealing with 50 Cent, and me and 50, I was going to start the G's of comedy with 50. And you probably see me in 50 Cent video, The Window Shopper, and other kind of stuff. So me and 50, he had a manager at the time who killed himself called, what is his name? It'll come to me, man. I was just thinking about it the other day. Well, they took a whole year to sign a deal with William Morris. But by that time, I was burnt out. I didn't want to do it because he just made me wait too long. Yeah. So I said I would just do it myself. And every day I would wake up, man, for 30-something years, asking when I was going to get the kind of break I wanted. So it was just taking its time, but I just knew deep down in my heart that I was going to get the break that I wanted. And my son told me one day to do the Breakfast Club, and I didn't want to do the Breakfast Club, you know, because I had knew Charlemagne and all them since they was children, pretty much kids. And I'm like, I ain't doing no motherfucking Breakfast Club. So my son, 2 years later, asked me to do it again. And all they wanted was to know about my past, because I had robbed Suge Knight and Puffy and all that. Yeah.
Said it was Charlie.
Right, and they all wanted to know the story, but I went on there and apologized, and I told people, because comedians would sort of hate if you said something about T.K. Kirkland, somebody would say, oh, did you know he did this or did that? And I never had an avenue to say what was on my mind. So once I did the Breakfast Club, it was over after that, you know.
Straight up. Yeah. And
Vlad. Like once I did that Breakfast Club, before I got off the elevator, the world was calling me. I swear to Almighty God. Before I touched ground floor, my phone was blowing up all different types of people. So from that, I got a record label. From that, I got a book deal. From that, I got a Netflix special, a cigar company. And I do things once a year. Like when my next album, book come out October. I try not to do too much all at one time. I try not to say too much at one time, because in the Afro-American community, you're considered a liar if you say too much. So all the things that I had planned in the 90s, I'm just stretching it out over the next 10, 15, 20 years if I die. That's the goal.
And basically, one of the big messages is context, how you communicate with people, how you do business with people. But
I got lucky. You know, I just think I took my hustling ways, and I just knew how to approach people, because I was just walking up to people back in the 80s. You know, I walked up to Eazy-E and told him he needed to take me on tour, and they came to watch. I walked up to Bobby Brown. I walked up to Teddy Riley and Guy. And when I sit back and think about what I did, it's crazy. You know, when I toured with Cash Money Millionaires, when I toured with Nelly, Ludacris. And what the great thing about Ludacris was, in 2001, we was on tour. We went to Africa, went all around the world. We got to Vegas to do a show. And when everybody had got paid except me, I couldn't find a promoter. I was busy. Yeah. So I went to Luda. I said, yo, I can't find the motherfucking promoter. We can't do the show. That nigga didn't do that show until we found the promoter 2 hours later. And I always respect Ludacris for that. He shut that motherfucker. He was not going on until I got my money.
Straight up.
So that was a good thing. I like that.
Straight up. And I was listening to your podcast. You giving some game on podcasts. You were saying something like if you get up to 80,000 subscribers,
yes,
then you can make over $200,000 a
year.
year.
So what I try to teach people, because a lot of people think the podcast game is fun and it's all in games, but it's not. Yeah. You know, white America is making millions off it, and black people are doing it for fun. And you got to do this shit to make that money. Yeah. And it's $200,000 a year in the podcast business. And I want to turn people on to that, to start their own podcast, bust their ass to get their subscription up, and so that you guys can have an income. Like $200,000 a lot of motherfucking money.
A lot of money.
To sit at your house and be on the motherfucking microphone.
It's not a 9 to 5.
It's not a 9 to 5. That's some fly shit, yo. Yeah. $200,000 a year?
It's real nice.
I don't know about y'all, and I got no change and shit. I want more.
I wanted to ask you a few questions about some shit that's happening right now. So what do you feel about Bill Cosby? Was he actually guilty, or was that the system trying to take down a man that, black man that,
See, when the world talks, right, you hear Afro-Americans saying, oh, them crackers put down Bill Cosby or whatever. But Bill Cosby put himself in that situation. And I'm just at a point in my life, I ain't sugarcoating shit. They can't do nothing to you if you ain't doing nothing. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gonna get 60 women from different decades to agree on the same damn thing. They was all a victim of the same thing. And it's sad that happened to them, because I got daughters. Mm-hmm. I got a mama pad. You wouldn't want none of that to happen to your daughters or your mom, Now, if my mother or somebody or my daughters gave up some pussy because the nigga was smooth, you can't hate a motherfucker that. But if you put something in somebody's drink and they pass out, and they wake up naked, and you talk about you fuck, they had sex and it's unconsensual. That's wrong.
Grab the gun.
So Bill Cosby, he put himself in that situation, and it goes to show you that They ain't playing.
They ain't playing.
And I think it's good that women are standing up trying to speak. I think 30 years is a long time, but this girl's not 30 years. The girl that just got convicted. Yeah, 2004 or something. So her case was really recent compared to the statute of limitation, right? Yeah. So she was the last one. Everybody else that has the time ran out on them. But Bill should have done. I don't think Bill's gonna make it to prison though. I think Bill's gonna kill himself.
Think he's gonna kill himself?
Man, you ever been to prison?
I ain't never been
Let
to
me tell you the difference between jail and prison. It's the difference between state and federal. He's on the state crime. That's not feds. It's horrible in state. If he was going fed like Bernie Madoff, if you have a country club, lobster and steak. Now, if he go to the county, if Bill Cosby goes to the county, nigga, he going to county jail. And that's bad. But it's also set an example to you young guys not to be trying to attack these women and take something that don't belong to you. You can't do these to these girls. Men been getting away with it for years. For years that these women have been in these type of situations and they wasn't believed. And then you got women who took advantage of the system who was liars. So you have to take this on an individual basis. So right now we're just dealing with Bill, and I tell people all day. I was saying I did it in my special weeks ago. I said Bill Cosby going to jail because when they let those other witnesses come in, that was going to be his downfall. And then the climate of #MeToo was bigger than it was last year. Last year, if they'd said not guilty last year, he'd have been done. Yeah. But because it was a hung jury, the DA brought the shit back to trial. By that time, the Weinsteins was in trouble.
All the white guys.
All the white guys was going to jail. Man, this is bad. You know, and comedy's about timing. Yeah. So on this one, Bill Cosby's timing was bad on this one.
Well, I know like y'all came up kind of together or whatever like that. Did you have any relationship?
With Bill Cosby? Yeah. Believe it or not, I never met Bill Cosby.
Never met him?
No, I met Bill Cosby once. I had one. This is before I was even doing stand-up. I was like 17 years old. I met him at the Melrose games at Madison Square Garden when I had just won the championship there, and he was in the audience. And I was so egotistical, I felt like he should have asked me for my autograph that day. Because I had just ran this motherfucker down and won the championship. I was just on some hot shit. I was hot.
Kanye. Kanye, he posted, he had a picture posted yesterday. What was it? It was two white guys. And he had the Make America Great Again, and he had the KKK. The guy had the KKK. What is it? The white power sign. What do you like? Is Kanye in a sunken place, or is he? Or what he's saying is kind of right. Where black people try to, we're black, so we should be Democrats. Or
here's the thing. I just think every man is entitled to their opinion. We don't agree with Kanye West because Kanye, his reputation up to now is just buffoonish. You can't take him seriously. He's less of a man, and you kind of feel sorry for him to the point that you think he got mental health problems. When you look at him, you kind of think he got mental health problems. But we really don't know. We don't know if he's doing this because he got an album coming out. He got 3 albums. He produced Nas' album. Yeah. He got an album coming out somewhere else. People still go buy his album. They talk shit about him, but they'll still go buy Kanye's album.
Well, when you was on Vlad, you talked about, I think it was out in New Jersey. You were supposed to get a street named after you.
Yeah, the Kirkland Ave.
Yeah, but you said something happened with that or something?
Yeah, I was supposed to get a street named after me, Kirkland Ave. They had called me up. They wanted me to fill out the paperwork, but as I got closer to the event, I had bought a couple suits. I invited like 75 family members, and they wanted me to start paying for stuff. Then they wanted me to start saying to pay for something with the street. So to me, it was a scam to get money because if you are giving me something, everything should be free. Yeah. And it wasn't like that. And it really hurt my feelings. It embarrassed me because I went on the Breakfast Club and talked about it. Yeah. When I went on Vlad, I told the truth, about what happened. So the guy who introduced me to him was his aunt. I don't talk to him no more, and I don't talk to her. I was really upset about that shit. That was embarrassing. It really was. Word. And it still taught me a lesson that no matter what in life, still do your due diligence on things to make sure things are solid, especially for you on a platform or stage like that.
Here in Kansas City, we have a street called Paseo. and they're talking about turning it into MLK. You know,
they do that to every street in America.
Every street in the hood, yeah. Mm-hmm. So your experiences on Martin Luther King Ave or whatever like that. But here's the difference. Paseo is a boulevard, so Paseo Boulevard is maintained by the city.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know that. Boulevard means it's maintained by the city.
Yes.
So I think it's better than just an Ave. Because like I said, they were talking about Truce at first. I don't know if you know about Truce. Yeah. That would be the MLK. Basically, what's your experiences on the MLK streets around the globe? Because usually it's the hood, the worst part of the hood.
I don't give a fuck. I don't care. They can name any type of street they want. I don't care. I don't care, fam.
No, straight
I don't care. Martin Luther King, God bless him. God bless him. What can you do? God bless him.
All right, last thing. Starbucks. Like I said, they kicked them dudes out, for no reason or whatever like that. And the CEO said the 29th we're gonna close down for racial bias training. Do you think that's good? Should we be happy about that, or is that just something to appease? Something the crisis management team came up with?
You said the answer. You said the answer already. And here's the thing about Afro Americans: we kind of bullies, Like we do one thing wrong, and then we want to go shut the motherfucker down and create a problem bigger than what it was. Now the management there was wrong for doing what they did, because the person want to order nothing, they don't have to. It was good somebody was able to record it, because nobody wound up dying. Then you have who's the head of, I guess, crisis management, who felt that was the right thing to do. And I think it's good. It shows that they care, and they do about white people. It's just that we got to get our own shit. I always go back to get our own shit, get our own Starbucks. Let's try to do our own movies, because even though Black Panther was something that people was liberated on, we still made somebody white $1 billion. And those kids didn't get nothing close to $1 billion. So that's our mindset. We have to really start owning, and that's where as I start owning more things, and I would love to tell the audience the stuff that I own. But because of Afro Americans, they'll hate on the business and won't, because I have to put a white person to act like they running it. Or if I'm putting money up for concerts, I don't go to the concert. I allow people to get my money. I do a lot of stuff that people don't know about. But I have to stay quiet because of my reputation or whatever. And that's what I do. I just go get the money and I just keep it moving. But I'm into teaching guys like yourself, your team, because I got young guys, they white though, who are my production team. And I would love to have Afro-American men that come do the cameras and travel the world with me and get a check, because I pay these guys a lot of money, so why can't y'all get the Bentleys and the houses and travel? So that's just the way I think. Straight up. That's the way I think. Because I always tell people all the time about Martin Luther King, how I felt like he gave the wrong speech. I felt like he should have said to me, I have a dream, bosses talk to bosses. Let me tell you a story about Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma. You ever heard of Black Wall Street?
Yeah.
So the fans listening to watching the show, you go Google Black Wall Street, and it's the blueprint of how America would have been if the Ku Klux Klan and the terrorists did not destroy Tulsa, Oklahoma. We had our own bus system, we had our own airplanes, we had our own hospitals, the doctor, everything was on, and
America
they destroyed it.
History, though.
There was a time I used to say there was no such thing as racism. I used to always say a motherfucker don't like you, which is still the same thing. But Afro-American men in this world have been so great that we have put fear in mankind since the beginning of time. And what people don't know is that pretty much black people invented a lot of shit, and white people stole shit from us. And this is the reason why they came up with the patent. It was an Afro-American man who created the patent.
Oh, really?
Yes, I forgot his name because I'm bad with remembering names. But he created the patent to help people not get their things stolen from them. And they've been doing it since the beginning of time. That's crazy.
I appreciate your time. You got anything you want to plug?
Listen, everybody, to a young man doing this thing. I'm glad that I was able to take the time out of my busy schedule, because I'm tired. I gotta get up early in the morning. But if you see this before this weekend, I'm at Tommy T's in Sacramento. Get your tickets, baby, because you already know how we're gonna do that up in Rancho Cordova in Sacramento, California. Then next Sunday, you're gonna catch me in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. Me and Meek Mills is gonna hit the stage, and we're gonna turn this motherfucker out like the way we do. And then summer, and follow me on Instagram at TK_Kirkland. If you don't know how to spell Kirkland, it's KIRKLAND, like the Costco brand, the water, all that type of shit. And to my man, wish you the best. To the staff, wish you the best. To the club, to security, to the Muslim man walking with a limp. We want to give him a shout out to the management with the nice titties. May God bless her. To the whole staff and the whole building. You know, to everybody. To the lady with the big calves right here. All the good stuff. And we rolling.
Owner of the Juke House.
Yeah.
We're at the KC Juke House. 17.
Oh, and it's the Juke House. I keep saying Juke.
I said jukebox.
I said jukebox too. Somebody correct me on that.
1700 East 18th Street.
Believe it or not, I used to come back here all the way when Andre Rison used to play.
Okay.
For Kansas. Me and Andre Rison was real tight. So I used to come up and stay at his mansion and all that kind of stuff. But one of my greatest moments here, I could say this, I was on the Rough Rider Cash Money tour.
Okay.
When we came through. And there was a gentleman, I used to give the mic out to the audience, to people to sing or to rap. So this one day I'm on stage and I'm telling people if anybody could do blah, blah, blah. And this gentleman comes to the stage. And he said, yo, I'm this rapper, blah. I said, yeah, right, whatever. I gave some other people a chance to go on. And then I let I brought him actually up on stage. He took the mic from me, and on his first words, I only saw this once. It's when I was before I met Eazy-E. And Eazy-E dropped a song at the Forum with Bobby Brown. It was a Bobby Brown Tina Marie concert, and 18,000 people went crazy. On this particular day in Kansas City, I saw the same thing, and the brother name was Tech Nine. Tech Nine. I didn't know who he was.
That's crazy, man.
Tech Nine turned this motherfucker out, brother. And I was a witness and actually witnessed that. And I gave him the mic. He went on stage, and the city went insane.
That's crazy.
And that's my greatest moment here in this city. That's the truth.
I want to appreciate my man TK Kirkland. Appreciate Kevin Rowe putting me on the show. Juke House for letting us in here. And yeah.
And we wish you the best, man. Don't you ever give up, yo. That's all. That's my advice. Don't ever give up. And whenever your time comes, it comes.
Appreciate it.